Hey Dad, happy Father's Day. I am ecstatic at the fact that we have a day to celebrate fathers like you because you're just so amazing and I love you and you do so much for our family, and I really appreciate that. I know I can always come and talk to you when I need to, and you're the only dad that would let me watch a scary movie when I was 11 in the hospital while it was your turn to stay in instead of Mom. I still remember that because I always had fun on those nights when you got to stay with me.
Top of mine was one time when we were on vacation together somewhere, all together in the car. We went through a drive-through, and you decided to do an accent the whole time you went through. And I just, as we were going to do this, that came top of mind. Just funny things like that sometimes that stick out as good memories.
Mine is probably when I was in high school. I don't even remember what drama was going on, but I needed peace, and I didn't know where to find it. And I came into your room, and you said, well, let's just pray. And you said a prayer for me, and it was just, give her peace. And that moment has stuck with me. It worked. I had peace that night. I could sleep. My brain wasn't reeling anymore, and you've always taught me to turn to Christ.
One of the favorite memories that I have of spending time with Dad was when in middle school. He showed up one day in the middle of the day at school and pulled me out of school. I don't know if Mom actually knew about this. I think I was supposed to keep this on the down low, but he showed up at school one day and he pulled me out of school in like the middle of the day. And then when I got to the office after they called me up and I asked him, what's up? He's like, well, I wanted to take you to see a movie. And so he took me to go see Spider-Man. And I've always remembered that memory. It's been one of my favorite things that he and I did together. Just because it was kind of a spur-of-the-moment thing, but he just wanted to spend time with me, and I loved it.
Besides the fact that he farts and then blames it on me almost every time I'm around. My favorite thing about him would be his capacity to love others and being able to be compassionate to other people's problems. It's a good example for me.
I love being able to talk to you and know 100% that I'm not going to be judged. I love getting advice from you. I love getting random text messages from you saying that how much you love me or miss me. I love that you will always constantly support me and that I know that you will. No matter what it is that I'm saying I'm going to do or going to try. And thank you for loving my girls because they adore you.
I want to play coloring stuff with him. I like Papa eats my toes. He likes to sing. I like to play with him. He likes to see the windows.
I probably don't tell you enough how much I really love you. I have just loved our relationship over the years. We are a good team, and you are an excellent father and a wonderful husband. You always make me feel like I'm number one, and I love that about you. I love your humor, and I love how much you love your kids, and I love how much you love your grandkids, because that's the cutest thing ever. I love how smart you are. When we first met, well, it wasn't first, but one of the first times that I think you really jumped off the page to me was when we were sitting in the seminary building, institute building, and you were talking about how moths that were covered in ash, all of a sudden they changed and kind of had this mutation from being this one color to being black. And it was because of what had happened with the ash all over them. And it was like I felt like my mouth was on the floor listening to you because I was so in awe of it. And it's been that way over the years. The time that you were talking to Neil on our couch downstairs when he lived with us and giving him the reasons why things were so hard for him right now. And I realized what a blessing I had as a husband, and I'm so grateful for you every day. More and more every day.
Probably some of my favorite memories is just
driving and singing with you. I always love that. And listening to the Joseph Smith tribute album and Kobe Calais. And I love you, and I hope you're having the best Father's Day.
I hug him.
You hug him.
And he kisses me. And I kiss him. I love Papa so much. I love Papa. Love Papa. I love Papa.
I love you.
Dad, I love you.
I love you, Dad.
I love you, Dad.
Love you.
We love you. Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day.
I love you, Dad, and happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day, Dad.
Happy Father's Day.